What are your options for running a Python script online for free? You want to import a file, do some data analysis, write out your results? Maybe you want to pip install a new package and play around with it. There are a few free platforms. Python.org has an interactive shell, but you can't import files and you can't install packages, so it's really very limited. The other two big options are Google Colab and Replit. In this video, I'm going to show you Google Colab, which gives you online notebooks for running your code. I'll give a quick tutorial where I read in a file, show the contents, and write out to a new file for download. Let's go. So let's get you started on Google Colab. Google Colab, so it's colab.google. If you're logged into a Google account, you don't have to sign in again or sign up. What you can do is go straight to New Notebook, either here or up here. I'm going to click it here. I'm logged into a Google account. If I wasn't logged into a Google account and I click New Notebook, it would give me the login screen. Log in, and then you will be taken to this new notebook. By default, Google's Gemini is either over here to the right or it's down at the bottom, but it's certainly taking up screen space. I don't need it for the purpose of this tutorial, so I'm going to X out of it. If you do like to use an AI tool, but you prefer ChatGPT and you don't want Gemini popping up at you, you go up to Settings, this cog here, and go into AI Assistance. You can turn this piece off, and you can also turn off the inline completions. I find them useful, so I'll leave that on. This box here is called a cell. We can put our code into the box, and we can click the run command. I am going to print hello world, and then I click the run button, and it's initializing down here. It connected to the Python engine running on the Google servers, and it has printed hello world. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to upload our file so that we can use code to analyze the file. Now, the thing to remember is that when you open up a notebook in Google Platform and then you stop using it and disconnect, your files go away. The files that you've uploaded don't persist there. So how do we upload a file? This folder here, files, expand that, and Google give us some sample files. I'm just going to expand that folder, sample data, and it gives us these sample CSV files. I am going to upload into this sample data folder. Before I continue with Google Colab, I'm just going to create a sample CSV file in Notepad. You can do the same to follow along. I've opened up Notepad here. I'll give a header of 2 columns, statement and target. Then I'll give it 1 row where the statement field is hello and the target is world. Now I'll save the file on my local machine. I'll call it sample.csv. Now back into Google Colab. I hover over the sample data folder and click on this ellipsis. The drop-down menu includes this upload option. Click that and then go find your file. Here is mine. And you see that the file suddenly appears in the left pane in the folder. Now I want to ingest the file. I want to read the contents. Because it's a CSV file, I'm going to use the pandas library. You don't need to install pandas. It's pre-installed. I need to give myself a new cell. So I'll go up to the options here. I'll click plus code. That gives me a new cell. And now I'll import pandas. I want to read my sample file into a data frame. I'll call it df is pd.read CSV, and I'll just put a little empty string there because I need to get the path of this file into here. And the simplest way to do that is hover over the file, click on the ellipsis, and go copy path. Control V, and now you can see where it is. The last thing I'll do is I'll display the contents of the data frame. Click run. And you see that I have the header there and I have 1 row. And now I want to do a really complex transformation on the data in this data frame. I'm going to uppercase the target column. I'll give myself another code cell. Now I want to operate on df target. I want to assign it from itself using a string function upper. Once I've done that, I want to display the contents. So I'll run that, and you can see I now have world in caps. Having run this transformation, I want to output a new file with the contents of my transformed data frame. Give myself another code cell, and I'll use a function in the data frame called df2csv and I am going to save it. Well, it's going to be the same place as my input file, so I'll just copy this down, but I am going to save it to a new file called sample_2.csv. I just want to give this a second parameter of index equal to false, so it doesn't save down the data frame index. Now just maybe keep an eye over here on the left pane as I click the run button here. See, it did take a second for it to appear. There is my transformed file. Now I want to get the file down onto my local machine. Click on the ellipsis, click download, and it actually comes down into your downloads folder. I'll open it in Excel. It is a CSV file. Just opened up off screen there. Pull that over. That's sample_2.csv. And here is my data with the amended column. And that's it. That's the tutorial.